YouTube, what's good, man? It's your boy, the BowTie Fragrance Guy. Fragrances, fashion, grooming. That's what we talk about on this channel. So I like to give you tips not only on how you can smell great, but how you can look your best at all times. If you're into that, make sure you hit subscribe. Don't forget to enable notifications by hitting that little bell icon as well. So anytime a new video is uploaded on YouTube, you get notified. On today, guys, I'm continuing with my series, The Only 5 Fragrances a Man Needs for the Rest of His Life. In this particular series, where I'm focusing on one fragrance house at a time. And today, we're talking about the House of Argos. Man, this was one of the easier top 5 for me to choose because I'm so in love with these 5 fragrances. There were 2 of them that were really close to kind of competing for this top 5, but it was pretty easy with this house for me to choose my top 5. It's just because these 5, I love them so much. Now, we're going to do a little bit of a twist here because, well, a little addition, I would say, more so than a twist, because I'm also going to give you guys my first impression of a very new release from that brand in the House of Argos, which is Perseus Triumphant. This one right here. So I'm going to give you guys my kind of initial impressions on this fragrance. I have smelled it. And I will tell you guys this, if you love leather, this one is probably going to be in your top 5. From the brand. So I'm gonna run the intro and we come back, we're gonna get all into it. If you want to hear my thoughts, you know the routine. Keep it locked right here. Let's get it. For sure.
The BowTie Fragrance Guy.
All right, guys, we're back. Thank you so much for keeping it locked in. We're gonna jump right into it. First up, looking at this new fragrance, the Perseus Triumph, not the Triumph of Perseus, but it's about the triumph of Perseus over Medusa. That's actually what this fragrance is kind of centered around. You can see the artwork here on the presentation. You see Perseus on his horse, and you see here he has beheaded Medusa. So again, it's kind of in celebration of that victory of Perseus over Medusa. This retails for $378 for 100 ml, and it's $242 for a 30 ml. Now you can use my code BowTie10 at any point in time, and you can save yourself 10% if you want to try anything from Argos. But this is the newest one from the House of Argos. Again, it's in a straight de parfum. And if you haven't had an experience with Argos fragrances, I would just say from the presentation to the fragrances themselves, it's all about quality. And I can always get with quality. So when you take the sleeve off, it is in a white. The box is actually white. All right. And then it has this little pull tab on here, which almost feels like it's magnetic. And you open it up, and here is the new fragrance. Wow, look at that bottle. Again, Perseus Triumph. Some of the main notes in this one, guys: bergamot, saffron, cardamom, leather, oud, musk. Did I say saffron? This fragrance is all, in my opinion, about the leather and saffron. So like I said, leather fragrance lovers are going to love this fragrance. I really enjoy it. Leather, of course, is not one of my favorite notes, but I can appreciate a good leather fragrance, and this is a great leather fragrance. The bottle, oh my gosh, man, just check out this bottle. All the bottles from this house, again, are, top tier, in my opinion. On the back, it says Argos. It actually has your name engraved at the bottom. And you see Perseus with Medusa's head on the front of this bottle. So, a victorious fragrance, a celebratory kind of scent. Like I said, the main notes that I pick up with this fragrance are going to be the leather, the saffron, the rose, and I get some nice heavy woods on the base. Primarily that oud. It's not an animalic oud. It's a little bit more of a clean kind of variety of oud. Very masculine, not as much of an animalic scent as Namine line, if you've ever smelled that one. Very animalic fragrance. This one is not animalic. It smells good. It is a beautiful, masculine, woody leather fragrance with a hint of musk and rose. And like I said, kind of my initial impressions on it is this is something that's going to be great for the cooler months of the year. And again, especially for people that are really into the leather fragrances. If leather is your jam, this is one that I think is going to be a must have. I love the bottle. Like I said, love the presentation. A great addition to my leather fragrance collection, which gives me an idea. I may need to do my top leather fragrances. But again, I love it, especially me, because you know I love rose. So I love the fact that you get a really good dose of that rose to kind of balance out the leather. It has leather and saffron. Of course, you guys, you may know this, saffron can come off very leathery, quote unquote, in fragrances. So you definitely get that here. It adds a little bit of spice, but I love the way a rose kind of offsets the leather and saffron so it's not too overly leathery and smoky like. So really enjoy the scent. Like I said, this is the new one, the newest one, Perseus Triumphant from the brand of Argos. And now we're going to jump into talking about the only 5 that you need. This is good too, but I'm just saying. All right, now guys, the first fragrance and the only 5 that you need from the house of Argos is this one. It's called the Fall of Phaeton. Fall of Phaeton. Man, this is good. Lemon, ginger, lavender, tonka bean, and vanilla. Man, I love this. What I noticed is a lot of the fragrances that I have for my top 5, they have this DNA that they all have a faint similarity to one another. First of all, again, I want to just emphasize this. The artwork on these bottles are just crazy, and the presentation, how much I love it. Just check that out. If you never had a chance to get your hand on a bottle of a fragrance from Argos, this is a part of the experience. And what I'm getting at is a lot of these fragrances have this nice, they have a creamy aspect to them, and then they have a very a sweet aspect to them, the ones that I found to be my favorites. And in this one, you have a hint of patchouli and vanilla on the dry down with this very bright opening that features the note of lemon, which is why I listed that. And these very nice, uplifting kind of spices. So they just kind of go perfectly with the lemon here, that ginger lemon combination in the opening. And then again, when it dries down, you have that sweetness, kind of creamy sweetness that I've talked about, which is kind of a central theme of the fragrances that I chose for my 5 that I love from this brand. Again, it was kind of easy for me to choose these 5. I'll tell you which 2 fragrances were kind of close to the top 5 later, but absolutely love this one, man. Fall of Phaeton, and one of my top 5 for life from the brand of Argos. Check it out. All right, guys, the next one, this is probably the fragrance that I feel like that really put this brand on the map. It's a fantastic fragrance. This is again, all 5 of these were no-brainers for me, really. But this one, man, Triumph of Bacchus. Now, there's an additional, kind of concentration of this one, but either one is fine. Rum, tobacco, peach, apple, and sandalwood are the main notes. Listen, again, all 5 of these phenomenal fragrances, in my humble opinion. Absolutely love this thing. To me, of course, there's a similarity to red tobacco from Mancera, but this is way smoother, and I should say a bit fruitier as well. I love the green apple here. I love the peach. It is very boozy. Again, the tobacco here is kind of gives this smokiness and masculinity to the fragrance as well. Oh my gosh, guys, these 5 fragrances, they're just up my alley. And that's why, again, it was so easy for me to choose these 5. There's like I said, everybody has their, things in fragrances that they really just love. And these 5 give me what I love in fragrances. And so again, I can go on and on about it, but Triumph of Bacchus, easily one of my 5 for life from Argos. Definitely check this one out. All right, guys, the next one, I think this one was released last year. Sacred Flame. Wow, man. Wow. Peach, tangerine, cinnamon, patchouli, and tonka are some of the main notes. Wow. That opening, the peach and tangerine. I get more tangerine than peach, but it's definitely fruity when it opens up. one of my favorite spices, probably my favorite spice of all time, which is cinnamon. A huge dose of cinnamon in this fragrance. And of course, you throw another one of my top 6 notes of all time in that tonka bean, and you got something. And you definitely have something with this fragrance. Sacred Flame. Again, I've done, a review on it. I've talked about it. You guys that have been following me probably know how much I love this fragrance. Again, I don't want to sound like a broken record, but these 5 for me were no-brainers. So definitely check this one out. Fall is right around the corner. I'm going to rock the heck out of this fall. Sacred Flame. If I were putting these in order, which I kind of think I subconsciously did, put them in order, these top 2 have always been my top 2 and will probably always be my top 2. These are some tough acts to follow. And this one is called Danaë. Look at the color of my juice. Whew. And it's as good as it looks. Lemon, cashmere wood, pink pepper, sandalwood, and patchouli. So again, you see a theme here. There's some similar notes throughout the fragrances that I love. You see sandalwood repeated several times. You see a lot of tonka, a lot of vanilla. You see the fruits of peach. The peach used a lot. So again, there's kind of a theme that kind of ties these together. But what I love about this one that kind of really differentiates this one somewhat from the others is that cashmere wood. Very warm, very inviting fragrance. Like I said, this is the only fragrance that rivals the next one that I'm going to talk about. When I go back and forth in my mind about what is my exact favorite fragrance from this brand, this is in consideration. And I go back and forth between this one and the next one. Guys, this is a 10 out of 10 fragrance. These last 2 for sure, in my humble opinion, without question. Definitely need to get your nose on this one. This one is called Danaë. All right, guys, and you know what the last one is. I'm just going to go ahead and show you the bottle, Adonis Awakens. Those of you that have been following me for a while know this goes in and out of my 10 for life. It's that good. Raspberry, rose, chestnut, vanilla, and sandalwood are the main notes. The raspberry here, that raspberry chestnut combination is absolutely insane. It's absolutely insane. And all I can say is wow when I smell this fragrance. Again, for me, a fragrance that goes in and out of my top 10 for life, it has to be good. And that's how good this one is, in my humble opinion. It's got the raspberry there, and that's always a thing that kind of caught me in that raspberry, chestnut, and rose accord that's kind of created with this fragrance. It just speaks to me personally as far as it pertains to what I like in fragrances. He's a no-brainer right here. This is my favorite fragrance from Argos, so obviously it has to be in the 5 that I recommend for life. I can't say enough good things about it. Adonis Awakens. Just get your nose on it. But that is it, guys. That is my time. Those are the 5 fragrances that a man needs for the rest of his life from the brand of Argos. As always, I sincerely appreciate you guys' time and attention to these videos. You don't have to watch, but you do. And I sincerely appreciate that. Now, don't forget to take a few moments to like, comment, and subscribe. Please make sure you're sharing these videos out to some other folks that you think could use the information or find it entertaining. Because I'm your guy, Darren. I'm the BowTie Fragrance Guy. I love to look good, and of course, I love to smell fantastic. So until next time, keep looking good, keep smelling even better. I'll catch you on the flip side. Peace.